Phree Phree is in the building,
What's
y'all.
up,
Let's go.
Classy?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. My dog. Phree Phree is in the building, man. Good to see
What's
you,
up,
bro.
Classy, man? I'm just coming through to chop it up with you, goddamn. Just like my goddamn club Shay Shay.
Yeah, you already know. Hey, just don't be talking crazy like old girl over there. I'm not even gonna mention her name. Did you see that last interview that he did?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, I used to read 3,000 books a year.
Oh my god.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, Cat Williams was crazy for that interview. I think there was a lot of interesting stuff that he said, but overall, man, him and old girl are just keeping the drama going, which is, hey, it's entertaining. They're entertainers. Y'all do what you gotta do. Shout out to Shay Shay though. He is killing the game, man.
Them numbers crazy, ain't?
Bro, he is absolutely killing the game. And
Bro, she did 21 million in less than 24 hours.
Yeah. And even that last interview he did with Monique, it's like at 5 million now, something like that. So he's keeping the momentum going. It's dope to see for sure. That
boy doing some numbers.
Yeah, that Country Wayne that Country Wayne interview he did, I think was really good, and it's probably my favorite one so far though, because Wayne gives so much game on content creation, how his mindset on just, you know, putting his stuff out there, and how he utilized Facebook and other platforms to just kind of boost himself forward. So I thought that was a good one, especially for artists to watch too. But
yeah, a lot of this stuff is all marketing, man. Like how we was having that conversation the other day about the 21 Savage and the Aiden Ross.
Yep.
It's no different than the baby situation with Cold Hard Cam. Like there's no way in the world you fight somebody and you get in their phone, post a video from their phone, and then send it online. Man. Like y'all in cahoots.
And you would think, especially with the next generation, just knowing how everything works, with them seeing like all the behind the scenes stuff and pranks and how these all are built, that they would know that this stuff is just, it's not real. I don't want to say it's not real, but it's not for the purpose that they're showing. It's not like, oh, Playboy Cardi just stole $2 million. Like, man, nobody believes that.
It's entertaining, bro. That's all they be trying to do.
Yeah.
That's why when I be doing music, I'm at that age to where like I don't really taking it on no serious level. I put out like an album last year, but that was just to say I did it on the phone. But other than that, like, as far as like going out and trying to take it on a serious level, it takes a different type of money at these days and age to like really promote yourself from the ground, and you have to be really willing to invest in yourself.
Yeah, and people's attention, I don't think it's, people say attention spans are short. I don't think it's necessarily that. I just think that there's just so much out there that you really have to fight to kind of choose what you're gonna focus on. So maybe I'm saying the same thing, but
yeah, because it's really hard to be organically hot. You know what I'm saying? Like for something to be organically hot, it has to do like 4 different things for it even to actually catch traction. It could be hot in your city and maybe not make it outside of like wherever you are, but at the same time, like if you have the right backing, or it could it's heard by the right ear. Yeah, and I mean, it really come down.
Speaking to the organic side, I know Russ just did another interview to where he was talking about the music labels and some of the things that they're doing and how they have these budgets when it comes to Spotify, and they're just pushing so much towards inorganic, so that way they have the numbers that they can use and then promote to, you know, on other platforms and say that, oh, this is #1 on the charts right now, and then they use that to just push people to listen to the music. And I'm like, this is nothing new, man. They've been doing this.
Always been doing that. Like when they had like real vinyl and CD, like when artists came out, you were forced to purchase a certain amount of your albums.
Exactly.
For like meet and greet signings. Like you have to, like, you're buying your own music, and that's virtually buying your spots. The more money you make, or the more you invest in yourself, the further you go along.
Exactly. It's nothing new. You even think about shoes. Like there's guys out there that have been flipping shoes since I don't know how long. They go and they buy out the shoes, they sell out, and then they they sell them secondhand. So it's, yeah, the process is nothing new. And I think it's funny that people are, you know, they're playing it as like, oh, it's just this new big thing. It's not new. It's just taking a different form, you know? And I think it's always interesting to see the true organic side once a lot of these artists stop using the promotional tools, I guess I'll call them, of these record labels, because I don't think enough artists spend time on that organic side, which is, I think some of them.
Well, it's really hard to come off of organic, because like a lot of times, like the things that pop or the little subtle things that happen culturally. So like you can be in a city to where like y'all got y'all own lingo, you know what I'm saying, and that might pop for y'all, and then someone else comes across it, like kind of like the Florida slang jit. Like it's finally becoming nationwide, and it's been something I've been saying ever since I was a jit. Yeah.
And you think,
and like,
go ahead.
That's just generally how things play out. Like certain things you can tell what's force fed to you as like an industry plant, and it's pushed as like, oh, this is organic, like the 4 Bats thing. Like everybody's like, oh, 4 Bats, it's crazy. Like, dude, if you go look online, he only got 2 songs, and both songs are the same, like virtually the same song. And the way it's pushed is like, it's very hard to find somebody that just pops up out the blue and is just on like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, they really have.
There's always a backstory.
They really have to know and understand like how these systems work. Either that, or just have the funding to be able to push it before they can just pop off like that. Or they have the time. I guess the third thing would be having the time, which that's what I was going to ask you. What do you think? So what do you think in the case of most independent artists? Do you think they just get discouraged comparing themselves to other artists that are out there? Or do you think it's more so that they just see time go by and they don't appreciate the organic growth that they're having, whether it's 1 or 2 people?
It's not really those things. It really comes down to like having the support system, because it's really hard to do things when you got people that are around you that don't support you. And it's not because they don't want to, it's just because they generally don't know how to support something like that. And that's why you find some people blow bigger outside of where they're generally from, because like people are just used to being you, and like when you start to elevate above them, or things that you're just generally not used to, like it's hard to be like, hey, I support that. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are capable of doing it, but a lot of people don't initially know how. Like if I see something, I'm like I could say like I'm wrong for that at times too. Like there'll be something I see online passing on Instagram, I like it, and I don't like the video. I don't share it, or I don't pass it along. It's just who we are in human nature. Like we kind of like, our attention spans don't hold long enough to be like, oh, that was cool, and I think it's cool for a moment, and then you see other people like it, then they're like, oh wow, I seen that. Like you want to be a part of it now. And that's what a lot of things boil down to. A lot of times people, they don't have the patience to see the success that they already have. Like if you're a creator or curator, like when you're creating, like the success is you creating the piece itself, and not taking the success out of that. Like no one can tell you you're not an artist. You feel me? So when it boils down to it, a lot of people, they get around other people and play it, and other people, like they're trying to listen to somebody else, or they might get discouraged because people don't listen to them 24/7. It's gonna happen like that. But at the same time, you can't say you're not a success.
And that's what I try and preach, man. Just take it one day at a time, because you really can't, unless you just have the budget to force yourself in front of enough people to where you can gain an organic fan base. You really have to just have the patience and the persistence to consistently keep working on something, whether that's in your city or online.
You're from Atlanta, right?
No, well, I'm not from here. I just lived here.
But I'm saying you're there, right?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with a kid named Little Tony, or artist named Lil Tony? It's just it's starting to pop.
No. Okay, well, Little Tony.
Crazy story. I say probably like 5, I wouldn't say 5, probably like 4 years ago, I used to like just play snippets of my music.
Yeah.
And this was a random kid that plays basketball, just working on his Euro and whatnot. He used to come across my music and make comments on it.
Yeah.
I swear to you, probably like 2 months later, I hear him make a song. And I hear the song and I'm like, yo, this kid's kind of nice. And I message him back. I wouldn't normally tell a kid to stop playing basketball to pursue rapping.
Mm-hmm.
I tell him this in the comment, the exact same words. Like, I wouldn't tell no kid to stop playing basketball to pursue rapping, but you nice. This might be something for you. Kid you not, bro. Like, I swear to you, probably like last year, he had like 4 songs in the top 40 on Spotify.
Sheesh.
He has a Dirty Glove off the porch interview, a Southern Smoke DJ Smalls interview.
Yeah,
got an On the Radar freestyle, and I'm looking at this kid and I'm like, this shit is really crazy to see something that pops from like a small thing, and just someone just wanting to go at it. And I'm pretty sure like the way he worked on basketball, I'm pretty sure he works on music that way.
Yeah,
like he worked on his craft. Like for me to see a 12, 13-year-old kid working on his Euro and in a gym by himself.
Yeah, and
that's how you got to approach the art of music. Like them boys Raw now, Cigar Raw, and I think it's an M-Key.
Yeah,
them boys said they get in that gym, they put their work in, they Mamba mentality. Like last year, bro, I did like 300 songs on Rap Chat.
Sheesh.
And it wasn't something I generally wanted to do. It just felt good to wake up in the morning and make a song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, if people aspire to do something, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's stopping you from being what you are? Because as long as you're doing it, you're that.
Yeah, man. And I see it, you hear me on this show. When I hear a young kid that's on here making songs and they're actually trying and to put in the effort, I want to do everything I can to just, and especially if they're making good music, just to encourage them to keep pushing with the music thing. Just because, I mean, not only are the tools so readily available, and even if you have something else you're doing full time, you can still put music out there. But somebody who's talented like that, and they're at a young age and they have the passion, I'm like, man, you gotta stick with it. You gotta keep pushing, because I don't know how many stories of people like you're saying, like Little Tony, we're gonna have to hear before we understand. Man, maybe I should just stick with this and be consistent with it and put out 300 songs, or even just record 300 songs and maybe put out 150, and I'll see, and I can see some progress. It's something that I'm gonna keep preaching and continuing to preach, because I've even seen it with my own music. I've seen it with the platform that we're building here, just showing up every single day and figuring out what I can do to just promote myself, my community, my music, and what we're trying to do. And it's the same for other artists too, whether that be online or offline. You just gotta show up
for real.
Yeah, man.
But I ain't gonna hold you long, Classy, man. Handle me nice, don't handle me rough, my man. Fuck with me.
I got you, man. Shout out to my dog Phree Phree. It's always dope to see you, man. And hey, I appreciate you, man, because you have been here showing love for a long time. You're a big part of what we're doing in the community. It's always dope to chop it up with you, man. And blessings to you and the family too.
Same to you. I'm picking up one of my kids right now.
All right, there you go. Y'all go check out Phree Phree, man. Appreciate you, man. Peace.